This is the 2015 season recap. Coach Bob Pecknor and the Demon Deacons have pulled off the greatest Cinderella season in college football history, the greatest underdog national championship story of all time. We have done it. We have won the first national championship in Wake Forest football history. Let's go! Wake Forest finishes the season with a 13-1 overall record, 8-1 in ACC play, an absolute Cinderella run of a season. Let's recap this magical year for Demon Deacon football. Let's go. We began the season unranked. We were number 35 in the national rankings outside of the top 25. We were predicted to finish 4th in the ACC Atlantic Division. We began this season at home against Arkansas State. We had great success against the Red Bulls. First score of the season was a 20-yard touchdown pass from Garrison to Dorsey, putting us up 7-0. Arkansas State was able to get on the board with a 30-yard field goal, thinking they'd get 7-3 after the first quarter. We took control in the second quarter, 11-yard run from Garrison, pick 6 from Lamb, 21-yard return, Garrison to Baxter, 34-yard touchdown pass, and then a field goal at the end of the first half. Went into halftime with a 31-3 lead. We're just cruising through this one here. On the third quarter, Pennington a 13-yard touchdown run, extending our lead. Field goal here from Landon Walker, 40 yards. Able to get in the end zone where Arkansas State 2-yard run from Elbert. Pennington, another touchdown run, 40 yards. Cruising on to a victory here in our first game of the season. Great showing in front of our home fans in Winston-Salem. 48-10 over Arkansas State, who ended up having a very solid year. Great way to start off this season 1-0. Then we were on the road, a big challenge, heading to Fort Worth to take on the number 10 ranked TCU Horned Frogs. TCU, the favorites going into this one. We showed up to play for sure. Scoring first in this one, Jasper Goldie punching in from a yard out, 7-0 lead after one. Extending our lead here in the second quarter, Zachary Sweeney making a beautiful pass, 19 yards to Dorsey. TCU able to go on the board here with a field goal late in the first half. We went into halftime with a 14-3 lead. We extended our lead in the third quarter. Sweeney to Baxter, an 11-yard touchdown pass. Then a huge pick 6 here by Adams, 93-yard return right when TCU was looking to get right back in this thing. That extended our lead, made it look like we were in really good shape here on the road. But TCU, huge fourth quarter from the Horned Frogs, 12-yard run from Murphy getting in the end zone, 50-yard pass, Murphy to Smith for a touchdown, 11-yard pass Murphy to Maxwell. TCU just dominating the fourth quarter, offense driving right through us, their special teams getting couple big onside kick recoveries. Our offense barely was on the field, not able to get anything going. TCU had the ball, they were driving down, they had a goal. They got within the 10-yard line, having a chance to win the game at the end. A huge interception by Benson, able to save the game from us. A thrilling victory on the road. Very nerve-wracking game, but able to get a huge win over TCU to move to 2-0. Then we had a bye week, and we were at home against the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Rutgers came to play for sure. It was a real struggle, a real battle, defensive game. No points in the first quarter. We started scoring in the second quarter with a 19-yard touchdown pass Garrison to Ross to give us a 7-0 lead. Rutgers tied it up, 6-yard pass from Vincent to Paul. And Garrison running it in late in the first half, giving us a 14-7 lead going into halftime. Rutgers a field goal in the third quarter. We were able to match the field goal to make it 17-10 late in the third quarter. Our defense playing great football in the second half and completed the fourth quarter, shutting out Rutgers, holding on to a 17-10 victory there to get ourselves to 3-0. Then on the road in Happy Valley, taking on the Penn State Nittany Lions. Penn State was unranked going into this game, but they were 3-0, just outside of the rankings. Penn State having a tremendous year, and this is going to be a game that is going to go down in college football history for sure. Absolute instant classic in this one on the road. Penn State got out to a very strong start. 14-yard run from Hall, giving them a 7-0 lead after one. And they extended it here, 39-yard kick from Clark, 74-yard touchdown pass Clark to Flores, 17-0 Penn State in the second quarter. We battled back a huge run here from Pennington, breaking it 91 yards, and a huge 52-yard run here from Ross. Huge plays here at the end of the first half, putting us back in this one. We went into halftime trailing 17-14. Able to grab the lead in the third quarter. Garrison to Woods, 16-yard pass. Penn State responding with a field goal, making it a 1-point game. Then it was all Penn State at the start of the fourth quarter. 25 yards Clark to Flores. Failed the 2-point conversion, made it a 5-point game. 49-yard run from Hall. Penn State extending their lead, and then this definitely looked like to be the final straw on this one. We were trying to drive down there, make a late comeback. Pick six, Alfred returning at 79 yards. This game looked completely over. We fought back, trying anything we can do, playing out the final stretches. Huge touchdown pass right away. Sweeney to Woods, 75 yards. Defense able to get some huge takeaways late in this one, and we pull off a miracle comeback. Garrison to Dorsey, 18-yard touchdown pass. Once again, defense coming up huge for us. Then Garrison to Fuller, 12-yard touchdown pass. That was the winner. Miracle comeback. We defeat the Nittany Lions 44-40, stunning Nittany Lions in front of their home fans, getting us to 4-0. We had a bye week following that, and then it was all ACC games the rest of the regular season. Starting off at home against NC State, our bitter rivals, the defending ACC champion NC State Wolfpack, coming to Winston-Salem, and we took care of business. Getting on the board first, 44-yard field goal from Walker, and 12-yard touchdown pass Garrison to Dorsey, 10-0 after one. NC State battled back, a field goal, and then a touchdown. Albright to Sims, tied things up at 10. But here we go, responding, taking the lead late in the first half, 21-yard run from Garrison to give us a 17-10 lead going into halftime. Third quarter, we were able to hold NC State to a field goal here, big stand by our defense. And this big touchdown pass, Garrison to Ross, 49 yards, made it 24-13. Our defense playing phenomenal football in the fourth quarter, shutting out the Wolfpack, holding on to a big 24-13, and a 5-0 start, 1-0 in ACC play. Then on the road against the Duke Blue Devils, we entered this game with a long winning streak in the rivalry over Duke, though Duke holds the lead all time. And this was a rough start of the game for us. Duke coming out here on fire in the first quarter, a 47-yard field goal from Tidwell, and 2 touchdowns, Wade to Tucker, 1-yard pass, and then a 66-yard run from Graves, breaking it 17-0 lead for Duke after the end of the first quarter. We were able to battle back, certainly never going to give up on this one. No scoring in the second quarter, went into halftime trailing 17, came out strong in the third quarter. Garrison to Woods, 6-yard touchdown pass. But Duke just stayed step ahead of us. Maine's 3-yard touchdown run, and we battled back. Garrison's to Baxter, 37 yards for a touchdown. Instant response from Duke, 75-yard pass, Wade to Morris. And we responded, 46 yards, Garrison to Baxter, just trying to find any way to get back in this one. In the fourth quarter, we were able to cut it to 53-yard run from Goolsby. Tried to put together a late drive here, but did not work out for us. Heartbreaking loss on the road. We lose to Duke 31-28, first loss of the season. That dropped us to 1-1 in ACC play, 5-1 overall. On the road, next game, taking on a very strong Virginia Tech team, and we put together an excellent performance. Virginia Tech came out strong on this one, took a 7-0 lead, 15-yard pass, Harris to Rucker. And then we were in complete control. 4-yard pass, Garrison to Childress, 7-7 after one. 42-yard kick from Walker gave us the lead, and we just continued it. 5-yard run here from Garrison, extending our lead. And a huge pick six, Nance, huge momentum play, 30-yard pick six return, 24-7 at halftime over the Hokies. Virginia Tech came out strong in the third quarter, 13-yard run from Rucker, pulled them back within 10. Then it was us the rest of the way. Goolsby 1-yard touchdown run was our response. Defense forcing a safety in the fourth quarter, then Goolsby completely putting it on ice with a 58-yard touchdown run. Big time 40-14 win on the road against the Virginia Tech Hokies. Then at home against the Florida State Seminoles, once again taking care of business, getting out to a strong start on this one. Goolsby 2-yard touchdown run, 7-0 lead. Florida State tied it up, Barnes to Rhodes, 17-yard pass. We responded, big time pass, 53 yards. Garrison to Wood, give us a 14-7 lead after one. Florida State getting a field goal here in the second quarter, and we controlled the rest of the second quarter. Big time 70-yard touchdown pass, Garrison to Baxter, and then a huge play right here. Florida State trying to get something happen late. Big mistake, intercepted by Flowers. They're trying to get 26 yards for the touchdown. Florida State was never really in the game after that. We came out strong in the second half, starting with a 28-10 lead, and we continued to build on it. Garrison to Baxter, 22-yard touchdown pass, and 70-yard pass to Wood from Garrison. Florida State able to get a couple times in the end zone here in the third and fourth quarter. Rhodes 7-yard run, and Barnes to a Hardy 7-yard pass. Goolsby a 1-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter. No problem in this one. 49-24 final. Another big win for us. Then we were on the road at Clemson. This is a massive game here. ACC Atlantic, big time on the line, on the road against the Clemson Tigers. Clemson got off to a great start. 50-yard fumble recovery from Booker gave Clemson a 7-0 lead early there. We battled back. Garrison, great drive, 9-yard touchdown run. Then a huge play by Adams, 35-yard pick six, giving us the lead here in the first quarter. Clemson tied it up in the second quarter, 22-yard run from Martin. Then we responded. Great drive, 2-yard run from Goolsby, giving us the lead. Then extending it here, Garrison to Ross, 23-yard touchdown pass. Clemson a 46-yard field goal late in the first half. We went into halftime with a 28-17 lead. We extended here in the third quarter. Henderson a 20-yard touchdown run. Clemson trying to battle back in this one. 52-yard field goal, pulled him closer. A big mistake here we made in the fourth quarter. Throwing an interception, Bryant picks it off, returning it 54 yards for a touchdown. They pick up the 2-point conversion to pull within 7, making it a real close game. We were able to hold on and pull it out in the end. Very nerve-wracking game, but a huge victory for us. 35-28 on the road, taking down the Clemson Tigers. Then we were at home against the Maryland Terrapins. This is another absolute instant classic game from this season. Maryland coming out very strong. 7-0 lead after one. 10-yard pass from Graham to Wesley. They extended in the second quarter. 25 yards, Graham to Underwood, making it 14-0. Then 17-0 after the 36-yard kick from Howard. We were able to get on the board late in the first half. A huge play here, huge drive, really important. Garrison to Baxter, 18-yard touchdown pass, getting us on the board, trailing 17-7 at halftime. Another big-time touchdown here. Morgan, 16-yard run, an excellent start to the second half, pulling us within 3 points. But Maryland responded. Graham to Turner, 10-yard touchdown pass, extending the Terrapin lead. Then they extended even more here. Huge play, 48 yards, Graham to Wesley, extending Maryland's lead, putting our backs up way against the wall. It looked like Maryland was going to cruise from this point, but we responded instantly. Lewis making a huge play, sparking this miracle comeback for us, turning the ensuing kickoff 100 yards for a TD, giving us some hope. Our defense playing spot on from then out, offense playing great. Garrison 26 yards to Ross for a touchdown. And this phenomenal drive here at the end to win it, finishing with a 4-yard touchdown run from Jasper Goolsby, giving us another thrilling, unlikely fourth quarter comeback, taking down Maryland 35-31 at home. Having to keep winning to keep in first place in the ACC Atlantic, a big time game against the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets here. We were at home. This was a real defensive struggle in this one. Scoring started, Georgia Tech making a mistake in this one, rolling back a bit too much. Defense able to close the gap and make a huge play, bringing them down in the end zone for a safety, giving us a 2-0 lead after the first quarter. We extended our lead in the second quarter, Jasper Goolsby punching in for a 1-yard touchdown, a 9-0 lead at halftime. No scoring in the third quarter. Defensive struggle continue. Georgia Tech able to get into the end zone. 5-yard touchdown pass. Parker to Greco. Pulled Georgia Tech within 2. Nice field goal here for sure from Landon Walker. 52-yard kick to make it a 12-7 game. Georgia Tech had a couple other opportunities, but our defense playing phenomenal, keeping the Yellow Jackets off the board after that early touchdown in the fourth quarter, holding on for a huge 12-7 win. Then here we were for the final game of the regular season. Felt like we were in the national championship picture right here. ACC Atlantic on the line, huge game on the road. against the Boston College Eagles, playing snowy weather. Boston College had a dream start to this one, taking a very early lead with a 60-yard touchdown pass, Gaines to Cook, but we responded big time. We were not going to be denied in this one. Putting us on the board, Walker 47-yard field goal, Goolsby a 4-yard touchdown run, getting us the lead 10-7 after one. Extending the lead in the second quarter, 2-yard touchdown from Goolsby, then a late field goal. We went into halftime with a 20-7 lead. Came out very strong in the third quarter. Defense playing great. 5-yard touchdown pass. Garrison to Baxter, picking up a 2-point conversion. And we just cruised the rest of the way. A couple more touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Garrison to Baxter, 10 yards. And then Garrison to Ross, 36 yards. BC was able to get into the end zone once more. 9-yard touchdown pass from Gaines to Meeks. Made it 42-14, and that is the final. Big time win over Boston College to finish off the regular season. Win us the ACC Atlantic Division and send us to the ACC Championship, still in the national championship hunt. Then the ACC Championship against the Duke Blue Devils, the surprising winners of the Coastal Division. Duke, our only loss of the regular season. And we just put together the most perfect, most dominant game of Coach Bob Pecknold's career when we absolutely needed it, when we really wanted to make a statement and show that we belonged in the national championship. We put it all together, getting off to a great start. 8-yard touchdown pass, Garrison. 13-yard touchdown pass, Garrison to Fuller. We got 8 points because of the 2-point conversion. Extended it to 16-0. Garrison to Ross, 28 yards. Duke getting on the board with the field goal, but we just kept building in the second quarter. 8 more points, 54 yards, Garrison to Wood. And then a huge pick six here that really took the wind out of Duke's sails completely. People's 42-yard pick six return. Went into halftime with a 31-3 lead. Kept playing great football. Duke getting another field goal from Tidwell, 52 yards. And we just controlled the game, just showed how dominant we can be. We showed that we belonged in the national championship. That's exactly what we're going to do. Goolsby 2-yard touchdown run, Pennington 59-yard touchdown run, and Goolsby a 4-yard touchdown run. That was the last of the scoring, 52-6. The best, most dominant game Coach Bob Pecknold's career. He's completely seizing the opportunity, taking full advantage of it, and we ended up going to the national championship as a result against the mighty Alabama Crimson Tide, winners of 5 of the last 6 national championships, winners of 4 straight. They were looking for their 5th straight national title. They entered this game on a 21-game win streak. No one has really even tested them during that streak. Alabama, massive, massive favorites in this one, and we pull off the absolute shock of a lifetime. One of the biggest upsets in college football and maybe all of sports history. We take down the mighty Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama got off to a great start, driving right down, getting into the end zone. Kirkpatrick to White, 15-yard touchdown pass. Looked like it might be Roll Tide in this one as well for a 5th straight year. Our defense really stepping up. Our offense starting to get things going. Huge field goal here. Landon Walker, 56 yards, putting us on the board in the second quarter. And a big-time play here. Sweeney coming off the bench after Garrison got knocked out for a bit. 2-yard touchdown pass to Joseph Childress, giving us a 10-7 lead at halftime. We never surrendered the lead. We extended it here in the third quarter, coming off of a fumble, 49-yard kick from Landon Walker was good. Moss for Alabama doing the same off of fumble from Alabama recovery, 39-yard kick from Moss. And a huge touchdown here on 4th down. We went for it, and it worked out to perfection. Goolsby, 25-yard touchdown run. Walker, a reception of 14 yards from Kirkpatrick, getting Alabama in the end zone. They recovered the onside kick. They started to drive down. A huge sack forced them into a long field goal attempt on 4th down, and the kick sailed just wide left, and we became national champions. We have done it. We have pulled it off. Absolute instant classic of a game. So many impactful plays in this one. A lot of special teams plays. Alabama missed 3 field goal attempts. A kick going just wide right, a kick that was blocked, and a kick going just wide left at the end. He had some big time special teams plays. A lot of huge plays in this one. A very, very exciting, very passion-filled national championship, and we have completely pulled off the Cinderella story of all time, taking down Alabama 20-17 to win the national championship. We have done it. Let's go. Now a look at the final conference standings around the country. Here we are. We have won the ACC, fourth conference championship in program history, and we have won the national championship for the first time in program history as well. What a dream season. Very great season from Duke as well, winning the Coastal. Good work out of the Blue Devils. Big 12 went to the Texas Longhorns. Great work out of Texas, becoming the Big 12 champs. Big East went to the Cincinnati Bearcats. Good season out of Cincinnati. Very good year out of USF as well. Cincinnati edging them out, beating them in the head-to-head tiebreaker to win the Big East. The Big 10 went to Iowa. Great season from Penn State, but they fall short. The Iowa Hawkeyes defeat the Nittany Lions in the Big 10 championship. That really helped us out here. We did not know how things were going to end up if Penn State defeated Iowa in that game. But Iowa got the job done to win the Big 10 title. Credits to them. Conference USA Championship went to the Navy Midshipmen. How about that? An excellent year from Navy, finishing 11-3 and winning the Conference USA Championship over UTEP. Great season out of the Miners, but they fall short in the championship game. The Independents here, great season out of Notre Dame for sure, falling just short of their quest. The MAC Championship went to the Ohio Bobcats. Great work out of them. Congratulations, Ohio. Great game in the MAC Championship. They defeat the Toledo Rockets. The Mountain West Championship in an absolute thriller went to the Fresno State Bulldogs. Congratulations, Fresno State. They began their season 0-2 and made an incredible run. Excellent work out of the Bulldogs. They defeat the Boise State Broncos in a classic Mountain West Championship game. The Pac-12 Championship went to the Oregon Ducks. Oregon defeating USC in a great Pac-12 Championship game. Congratulations to Oregon. Finished with an 11-3 record. SEC Championship went to the Alabama Crimson Tide in that incredible dynasty by Alabama. They just fall short of the national championship for what would have been a fifth straight year. Congratulations to Georgia making it to the SEC Championship as well, but they fall short. Sun Belt champions, the Arkansas State Red Wolves. Congratulations to them. Great season for Arkansas State. We beat them quite handily week 1. They ended up going 11-1 since then, winning the Sun Belt Championship, finishing the season ranked. Great year out of the Red Wolves. The WAC Championship goes to the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. Great season from them. They finished 8-5, enough to win the WAC. Good work out of them, and that is a look at the final conference standings. Now we will take a look at the bowl results. Here we go. Here's a look at all the bowl games of the 2015 season. Miami getting defeated by Boise State in the Independence Bowl. North Carolina defeating Louisville in the Belk Bowl. Florida State defeating Toledo big time in the Military Bowl. Duke losing big time to USF in the Champ Sports Bowl. Unfortunate ending to a great season for Duke. Virginia Tech, big win over Missouri in the Music City Bowl. Georgia Tech defeating Washington in the Sun Bowl. Clemson losing by 3 in the Chick-fil-A Bowl to Ole Miss. Rose Bowl went to the Iowa Hawkeyes, a 36-17 win over Oregon. Congratulations to Iowa. The Sugar Bowl went to Notre Dame, a dominant 52-17 win over the Big East champion Cincinnati Bearcats. Congratulations to Notre Dame. The Orange Bowl competitive game went to USC, a 28-21 final over the Penn State Nittany Lions. Congratulations USC. The Fiesta Bowl went to Fresno State, a huge win for the Fresno State Bulldogs. A great game, 42-35 the final. Congratulations Fresno State. And the national championship, of course, we have pulled it off, taking down the Alabama Crimson Tide in one of the greatest college football national championships of all time. Just a phenomenal game from start to finish, came right down to it. Alabama was expected to just run through us in this one, but we showed we belonged here and that we can win, and we pulled it off. Huge victory for us, of course. Absolute dream come true beyond our wildest dreams as a program, becoming national champions for the first time in program history, ending Alabama's incredible reign on top of college football over recent years. 20-17, the final national championship winners. So now I look at the final rankings. Number one, of course, us, the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. After dethroning the mighty Alabama Crimson Tide, pulling off the ultimate Cinderella season. What a phenomenal year. What a phenomenal year beyond belief. We have done it. We are your national champs. Great year from Notre Dame. They fell one win short, one win away from making it to the national championship. They were defeated their final game of the regular season against USC, or else we wouldn't have even had a shot in the national championship game. So thanks to USC for that one. They bounced back, a very dominant win. Their bowl game against Cincinnati. Notre Dame finishes number 2 in the nation. Alabama's going to drop to 3 actually after that loss. They would just dropped to 2, but a great year from Notre Dame. Rough ending for Alabama, of course, but wow, all great things must come to an end. It's a historic dynasty. Alabama has had 4 straight national titles. No one has ever done that. They were looking for 5 in a row, and they put together a dominant season, but they just were not able to get it done. We found a way to pull off the huge upset. Alabama falls short, 20-17 in the national title. They finished the year number 3 in the Bowls. Incredible season out of Fresno State. Bulldogs began this year 0-2, and they won their final 12 games. A lot of very exciting, a lot of very big wins out of Fresno State, including in the Mountain West Championship, and then against Texas in a major bowl there. Cinderella season for Fresno State as well. Incredible year out of the Bulldogs, who we defeated in the Independence Bowl last season. We both ended up having complete Cinderella seasons. A great year out of Fresno State. They finished number 4 in the nation. LSU is going to finish number 5 in the country, 10-3 record. Great season from LSU. They were unbeaten until losing to Auburn and then going down against Bama. Great year out of LSU, though. They finished things off with some very solid wins against Arkansas, and they're taking down Northwestern, get their 10th win, finishing number 5 in the nation. USF, an incredibly strong year from the Bulls as well. Almost made it to a BCS Bowl, just a loss in overtime from against Cincinnati away from winning the Big East. That was one of only 2 losses this season. Incredible 11-2 record, and a very dominant performance against Duke in their bowl game. Duke getting blown out their final 2 games after having an incredible season. USC finishes number 7 in the country with an 11-3 record. Great year from USC. Obviously a very, very good team. Tough loss against A&M earlier. Close one against Utah. Close one against Oregon. But they had some huge wins along the way. Taking down Washington, Oregon, Notre Dame, of course. And then taking down Penn State to win big bowl for them. Great work out of USC. Big Orange Bowl there. Georgia finishes number 8 in the country with a 12-2 record. Great season from Georgia. It just did not end the way they wanted it to. They were 11-0, hoping to finish the regular season undefeated. Shocked against Georgia Tech on the road, and then falling the SEC championship to Alabama. But Georgia does bounce back and get a nice win in their bowl game over Michigan State, 40-28. Finishing number 9 in the nation is the Texas Longhorns with a 10-3 record. Rough start to Texas on the road against Notre Dame, but a great season. 10-win season from them. They fall short in a huge bowl game against Fresno State, but great year out of the Longhorns. Number 10 is the Oregon Ducks with an 11-3 record. 3 losses on this season, but very good year, very big wins here. Oregon, a very solid team, huge win in the Pac-12 championship. Just not able to get things done in the Rose Bowl. Was not their day against the Iowa Hawkeyes. They will finish number 10 in the country. Here's a look at the rest of the rankings. Penn State, a great season. Iowa, great season. Northwestern, Georgia Tech, all great years. Just a phenomenal year. Just Demon Deacon Nation's favorite year ever for sure. What an incredible season it was here. Absolute dream come true. Now a look at the final season stats here for us. Great year. Zachary Swing did not. Our main quarterback, we'll start with Tiger Garrison, the redshirt senior. Great year from him. He has a couple rough moments in this one, but so many clutch moments, so many huge plays for us. He was just the guy to lead us on this Cinderella season. 209 of 327, 2,789 yards, 25 touchdowns, 13 INTs. Great work from him. Hanging in there tough among his pocket. He's a very tough quarterback. Zachary Sweeney played clutch when we needed him to, for sure. 14 of 25, 227 yards, 4 touchdowns, no INTs. Huge passes in the national championship as well, getting us a touchdown there. Landon Walker just one throw and a fake punt that did not work well at all for us. Rushing the ball, Jasper Goolsby, redshirt senior, 183 yards, 183 attempts, 938 yards, 14 touchdowns, 5.1 average. Great year out of him. Definitely the guy we needed as well. Abel Pennington, 147 attempts, 850 yards, 5.7 average, 4 touchdowns, including a long 91-yard touchdown run. Game there. Tiger Garrison had 5 rushing touchdowns, 92 attempts, 206 yards. Great work there. Fumbles. Scotty Ross had a touchdown on the ground, 3 attempts, 63 yards. Kendall Morgan had a touchdown, 6 attempts, 45 yards. Malcolm Henderson had a touchdown, 7 attempts, 34 yards. The rest of our guys here. Okay. Receiving wise, Francis Baxter led with 46 receptions, 794 yards, and 9 touchdowns. Phenomenal year out of him. Scotty Ross also having a big year, 41 catches, 544 yards, and 6 touchdowns. 6 touchdowns for the redshirt senior Lester Wood as well, 30 catches, 598 yards. Childress had 2 touchdowns. Fuller had 2 touchdowns. Dorsey had 4. Great work in them, all catches in the 20s. Phenomenal work all around here. A lot of guys stepping up, making big time plays for us. Defensive stats, Terry Harrison, an incredible year. Main star of our defense, I would say. Player of the game, the national championship, 110 tackles. Phenomenal season out of Terry Harrison. Couldn't have done it without a lot of guys. He was definitely one of them. Kirkland Nance, also phenomenal year. LaRon Gordon, redshirt senior. Julius Peoples, some huge plays. Jabari Lamb as well. Ricky Valentine, the freshman, stepping up, making a bunch of big plays. A lot of very good players here. Stacey Adams, 7 INTs, leading us. Jabari Lamb had 4. Anson Peoples had 2. Flowers and Benson had 2. We work all around. 2 touchdowns for Stacey Adams this year as well. Great year out of Dukes, our defensive team captain. Great season from Austin, 22 tackles, 13.5 sacks. everyone with defensive stats. Kicking wise, Landon Walker was phenomenal. 10 attempts, 10 makes. The long field goal coming in the national championship, a beautiful 56-yard field goal. He was spot on this year, 10 out of 10. Just phenomenal work all around here. Not have asked for anything better at all from Landon Walker. He was also a great punter for us. He had a phenomenal game in the national championship as well. Some big time plays there. Harold Lewis, our main kick returner, 31 attempts, 816 total yards, 1 touchdown, and it came at the absolute perfect spot when we needed a spark against Maryland. Looked like we might be down and out of that one. A huge 100-yard kick return, sparking that miracle coming back, keeping our Cinderella season alive. See how it turned out. So many guys stepping up, making huge plays for us this year. A total team effort. Everyone involved in Wake Forest football. We have put together the dream season. We are national champs, the ultimate Cinderella season. We have done it. Let's go, Deeks!